Hello there. Haven't been around in a while. The reason why I've been kind of busy, but I'm getting some things done, heading to the Philippines. Long way off. Man, I wish it was closer. But I had questions from people about why SKIPPERDOODLE69. Those two things are kind of, in past history, pretty important. And the 69 actually been a great number for me since I was in high school. And many reasons why. I got my driver's license in 1969. Yeah, I started building a race boat back then. A couple years after I started building a race boat, my parents sold me a Chevy Caprice 454 station wagon to tow my race boat with. And that was in 1969. So that was kind of a cool thing. And I was in the Sea Cadet Corps, because of course in those days you had the draft. So I had to register for draft and do this and that. So I went ahead and went in the Sea Cadet Corps to get qualified in the CIC radar. And I was on a destroyer escort. And it was DE 699. Destroyer escort 699. It was called the USS Marsh. So I trained on that ship, and that did that. So I did all kinds of the 69 things, and when I moved to Reno one time, I started using 69 as my Keno, one number, triple pay number. I would sit in the casino while I'm waiting for appointments that I had. I owned an interior business there. And I would sit around and watch the Keno board, and when 69 missed 4 times, that's how, over years I tested this, there was about a 90% chance the 5th time it was going to hit 69, and it would triple pay. So I'd put $100 on it. Friends of mine had come by, we'd sit in the restaurant and eat dinner and all that. Of course, there's a Keno board sitting right there, and I always had an eyeball on it and all that stuff, and it'd come around and they're putting $3, $4, $5, $6 on a Keno ticket and all. So all of a sudden I'm watching it and I watch it go 4 times. Whew. They don't know. So I'm sitting there and I put $100 on it. I'm like, what? And the girl comes around and picks up your Keno card. I hand her $100 and put it on this one number. And I win. And how in the hell did you do that? Well, these guys were never in there. I did a lot of experimenting to find that out. But anyway, all of those little things plus more brought the 69 around. And of course, then you got the Skipperdoodle. And that came from a poker game in Witch Wells, right outside St. John's where I'm living now, where I have my cabin. And on Friday nights, one of the guys up there named Skip used to put on a poker game night on Friday nights. And I used to go to that all the time, and his sister used to sit right across the table from me. There was about 8 to 10 people would show up every Friday night to play poker, penny poker. And something to do. And we played drums and stuff. But anyway, she would sit over there with Cheryl. I called her Cheryl Teagues. And her nickname I gave her, so I would remember her name. And when we're playing poker, people would say, well, what do you got, Skip? And everybody would look at me. My name's Skip. Then they'd call him out at the end of the table. We'd both go, what? And so she, Tammy, which was Skip's sister, said, I'm going to call you Skipperdoodle. Then we know what Skip's being talked to. And I went, cool. So I adopted that name probably about 6 years ago. And then Tammy passed away. And the poker games kind of fell apart because she was in charge of everything. She was awesome. She got me to move down here from Wyoming. I bought some small property down here and started staying on it during the winter when it was 30 below zero in Wyoming. And she kept going, when are you going to move here? When are you going to move here? So I sold my thing there, went to Reno and did some real estate and things, came back over here. Said, okay, here I am. But unfortunately, she passed away. And she passed away the same year my favorite loving dog passed away. Not a good year for that, you know. But anyway, that's where the Skipperdoodle came from. And I don't know, it's just, time seems too short waiting to go to the Philippines. I've been waiting to go for about 3 years since my dog passed away, figuring out what I want to do and all that. it's time. And I have some appointments. I'm getting lots of calls actually from my Zillow on my off-the-grid property with my cabin. And 20 acres up here. It's got elk and deer and all that stuff. And I am getting, but they're all from out of the area and they're making appointments to come here. They have to drive 5 and 6, some people 10 hours to get here just to look at this property. But I'm getting responses. So that's a good thing because I'm fumbling around trying to get my pictures on Zillow and I can't get them to upload out of a category on my phone. All my work's being done on my phone. My laptop will not do jack. And I can't get some pictures off my laptop over here to my phone. I'm fumbling around. I wish I had somebody that was like, you know, techie smarty, and then they could sit there and flick this together for me and have it done. And so I'm just trying to get things done a little bit because I'm burnt out. This is one of my best buddy types right here. Since I was a little boy, I've been a deer hunter, duck and goose. I mean, this is going all from the opening of dove season till the end of elk season. My father had us out hunting. And then when he passed away, I moved out of California area. I went up to Boise, kept hunting, fishing. Every place I moved, it was hunting, fishing. I was a fishing guide in Florida and a sea captain. And I did all kinds of things in the hunting field. And I don't hunt anymore because my property in Wyoming, I had deer all over the place. And I watched them grow up as babies with their mothers and watched the daddies make more babies. And kind of, I had an off-the-grid 3,000 square foot place I built there on the river, on the Bighorn River. And that was awesome, but it was just too cold during the winter. So I brought my dog down here and bought some property and built her a cabin and had a motorhome so we could travel all around and see the area. And that kind of went south when I slowed way down on my, I fish around here. There's local lakes and bass and walleye and trout and all kinds of things around to do just within 10 miles of here and some within 2 miles of here where my house is. But I'm ready to go to the Philippines, you know, and I've done a lot of things, so I'm getting ready to do a little exit thing. I'm going to not take this on for a half an hour like I told you in my last video. It took me 8 hours to upload it. But I'm going to, I think my cabin's going to go. I got my house on there. That downloaded some pictures real nice. It's on Zillow. And that came out okay. I didn't have a problem. It's the one that I can't. So now people call me and I have to text them pictures. And since the end of the year, everybody started changing their formats. And on Zillow, I can only upload one photograph at a time. I used to punch about 10 of them to load them up and hit them all on enter and they'd come up. Not anymore. So it's very frustrating because I can't upload them because now my people calling me and I have to say, okay, I'll text you some extra pictures because I put some dummy pictures on my ad and it looks really bad. I got to work on it and get it better. Because now I talk to people on the phone, they got question after question. I said, let me send you some pictures. Because I got a stack from building, from foundation, all the way up, all the way, and finishes and all that other stuff. But I can't get them loaded. So I'm sending them, and I can only put 10 on at a time when I send a text back now. I used to put more on. Now they only let you put 10 pictures. So everybody's changing their stuff probably because of the quantity of people they're doing. And it just takes too much. So anyway, I'm going to try to do a little closing here. And I'm going to get my little drummer suit on here. And I'm going to play you an exit. And see how that turns out because I have to do it without editing it. I don't know how to cut and splice 2 videos together. So I can't turn it off and turn it on again with my remote button. So I got to just put her on pause, move everything over by my drum set, and get a little exit mode here. You know, and if you know what I mean, and Of course, if you know what I mean. I don't know if you've ever seen that on a YouTube video, but you'll see it on Wonder Huzzy. Look it up. Her channel is Wonder Huzzy. She travels around. Mostly I've seen her in the West. And she hits all the little sites. She'll leave home and just travel around for a month or so at a time and hit all the places she's heard about. She always wanted to go. And then she comes back and only stays home a short period of time. She takes off again. She camps out. She goes here. She does all of her stuff. She does a beautiful YouTube thing. I wish I could do it like her. And when she gets there, she gives you all kinds of information. The things she's doing now, I would say she's, I shouldn't say what age I think she is. 30? Okay, I'm going to say 30 to 32. I hope I didn't insult her. And she's a sweetheart. But she goes around and gives you history on where she's at. She's doing all the footsteps right in my footsteps that I did because I am a venturous person. From the time I graduated from high school, I took off in vans and cars and this, worked over here and went exploring because I never was married, never had, I just explored and explored and explored. And she is doing the same thing, going to these same places. She has the same carefree attitude. And she just gets out there and does it. And she does one thing I've always done in my whole life. I still do it. I did it when I was in high school, out of high school, when I was exploring all around. When I think of a place to go that has water, I'm a water guy. Might want to call me Water Huzzy. But Wonder Huzzy, every time she thinks of going to a place, she'll drive and drive and drive and said, I'm getting to this place where they have water. And the first thing she thinks about when she gets around water, that I'm going to go skinny dipping. Looks around. She goes skinny dipping in every batch of water she comes across. I have always lived that way. I still do. And I mean, I don't insult anybody. I don't get around the kids. I don't get and visit anybody. But we'll find a place. Go take a dunk. And Wonder Huzzy does that. And it's a lifestyle you should really watch because she gives, it's very informative on the history of the area she's in. I don't know, she looks up all the history. And then while she's there, she tells you about this and where a plane crashed and where this went on and a certain day. I mean, I like her. She's just a blast in the rear. And she tells you all about some of her past history. Not so flowery. I mean, I got a bunch of that too. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go, but get on channel Wonder Huzzy. You'll enjoy it. It's just a blast. And I'm still in that mode. She gets the, watching her, actually, there's a few videos I watch, and she's one of them that gives me the encouragement to go back on the road again and adventure things. That's why I haven't been in the Philippines for over 40 years. And watching her, I just went, oh, it's time. She's talked me into it. I got to go book because I've done the whole United States, and I think it's time. Anyway, give me a second. I got to turn this off, and I'm going to go over and do my closing. Yeah, I didn't use my remote, but I'll tell you what, it's a little bright in here, so you're not going to see much. I got flashing lights and strobes going. This is my little band section over here. And I really need you. I need some more subscribers. I know a lot of people don't want to subscribe to things, but if you subscribe up, then YouTube, and turn on your notifications, because they'll send you a notification when I do some upper videos. And I'm going to get some more cool ones going. All the ones I've been doing in the past and now are just starter uppers. And I'm going to get better and get some more better content. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up. Oh, Skipperdoodle's on the move. Skipperdoodle's on the move. Make sure you subscribe, please.